I talk all the time about how I think it's important people know how to cook. And I also know that there are a lot of people who need to use a bit more seasoning when they do. In this regard, Belize has the rest of the world beat by a fair bit because they have a Caribbean chocolate spice. And when I say spice, I mean that it is a seasoning that is literally designed for your drink. This is a concept that I've absolutely never heard of, but I'm so glad that I know about it now because it is delicious. Now, the container says Mayan chocolate coffee spice, but the instructions say that you can put this in hot chocolate, which I've done, and I've also had this with chai tea, of all things. And it is made with urbanido sugar, cocoa powder, ground cinnamon, ground allspice, sea salt, and red peppers. And here's how you know this is legit. On your typical seasoning containers, you've got the side with the holes in it so you can sprinkle if you just need a little bit. Or if you're cooking in bulk, there's another side where it opens up and has a big hole for you to really pour that there. The bottle that this stuff comes in is designed the same way. So this isn't something that you just mix in with hot water and drink. It's not a standalone sort of powder. This is a literal seasoning that you add into something else. And when I tell you that this adds such a unique layer of depth to all of the drinks that I've had this with, I am not exaggerating. It does have red pepper in it, so it's got a little bit of actual spice heat on the aftertaste, but it's so very minor that it actually helps to, how do I describe it other than it increases its warming feel. So you have the heat warmth from the drink itself, and then that aftermath of the red pepper spice is in there. The chocolate powder adds I won't say it adds a little bit of sweetness, but it definitely detracts from the bitterness of allspice and enhances the cinnamon. All in all, it reminds me a lot of something that you would have. I wouldn't say specifically a winter drink. I would say that it's more so when the sun is setting and things are starting to cool down, but you kind of want that little bit of extra warmth. Adding this into your drink and having it that way is peak. This is so delicious. And it's opened up so many avenues of ideas. I'm thinking that when I get my hands on some eggnog, I'm going to try and mix it in with that. This stuff is extremely powerful, so be careful when you add it to your drink. The instructions say that you want to add, 2 to 3 tablespoons. I drink from a really, really big cup. It's about 28 ounces usually, and I use maybe half of a tablespoon. I could probably stand to use a little bit less because it can be overpowering. It's not necessarily going to make your drink taste more chocolatey, but it alters the flavors in certain ways when you add too much that just kind of make it taste a little bit off. Specifically because of the cinnamon, it kind of hurts your tongue, and that after you finish swallowing it, the red peppers kick in a little bit more than you'd probably want to from a drink. So it's very important that you not overdo it. It did take me a little bit of trial and error to get how much of the flavor I wanted in my drinks, but when I did get that right, to tell you how much I love this new product I've discovered, I have several bottles of it now, at least 4 or 5, and I'm already halfway through this first one. I do have to be a little bit careful because there's salt in it, so I am adding sodium to my drinks, and I don't want to, overdo it on salt. But I'm excited to try this in more drinks, and I'm curious to know if there are any other types of seasoning for beverages. I wonder if there are any other places in the world that even have an idea of seasoning a drink. So, where some people don't season their food, the Mayans were down in or Central America seasoning their drinks, and I think that that's absolutely awesome. This is a product that you can actually order on Amazon, so I'll leave a link to that